You know, there is a lot of exciting things going on at Dodger Stadium right now. You've got the face of the MLB joining your team in Shohei Ohtani. You've got Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming in from Japan. And now you might even have NASCAR. Welcome to the garage. Oh, the season finally feels like it's back in full swing again. We're heading to Phoenix Raceway this weekend where Ross Chastain is looking to defend his win from last year's season finale back in November. In this next-gen era now, it's kind of hard to figure out who's actually good at Phoenix. You know, which manufacturer is going to be dominant. Early on, it looked like maybe Ford would be the dominant manufacturer. They won both races in 2022. But then in 2023, Chevy goes and wins both races. And then when you look down the top 10 order of all four of those races, it's fairly mixed manufacturer-wise. So then if the Fords won both races in 2022, the Chevys won both races in 2023, that leads me to believe, I guess, a Toyota's gonna have to win on Sunday. So let's see, Toyota drivers. Tyler Reddick could be a pretty solid pick. He's going to be hungry after that second place finish at Las Vegas. That is, of course, if his pit crew can actually pit his car like a professional NASCAR pit crew should, which so far they have not. Denny Hamlin, of course, is a pretty good pick too. He's got a lot of wins at Phoenix. Can never really count the 11 team out. And hey, maybe even Ty Gibbs could get his first ever win in the Cup Series. He's not too shabby at Phoenix either. Of course, he won the championship in the Xfinity Series there. It really seems like this one could be anybody's race. I felt like going into last week, you kind of knew Kyle Larson or William Byron, one of the Hendrick cars, were going to dominate. It's not as black and white going into Phoenix. Either way, I am very excited for the Shriners 500, along with the Xfinity and ARCA races this weekend at Phoenix. A quick note, a little bit of news. Earlier this week, Frankie Muniz announced that he'd be back in the 35 in the Xfinity Series this week, so good for him. He's looking for a little redemption, I'm sure, after a pretty crummy run at Daytona, but it is really cool to see him living out that dream, so you don't want to miss that race either on Saturday. All right, now it's time to transition into the real news, or the real rumors, if you will. This is the reason why you clicked on this video, if you clicked on this video at all. Dodger Stadium and NASCAR. Is it possible? Is it probable? Will it actually happen, and in what capacity? NASCAR is interested in holding some sort of an event at Dodgers Stadium. That's right, this Dodgers Stadium. It is no secret that Southern California is a huge market for sports, and NASCAR is no exception. NASCAR had a track in Southern California, probably one of the best tracks on the schedule in Fontana. But Fontana is currently being ripped apart, stripped down, and they're turning it into a short track. There really is no timeline or expectations for when this new Fontana short track is going to be up and running. There's a lot of projections, there's a lot of talk, there's some rumors, but nothing's really set in stone there. Then, of course, you have the LA Coliseum, where NASCAR's been holding their preseason race for the past 3 years. But, there's another but. The speculation is that NASCAR will not be returning to the LA Coliseum starting next year. So now that leaves NASCAR without a race in one of the most densely populated regions of this country. As you can imagine, NASCAR wants to figure something out ASAP. Enter Dodger Stadium. In a way, it makes a good amount of sense. Now, I wouldn't read too far into it just yet. I want you to remember, these are strictly just rumors. Rumors don't mean that they're actually happening yet. Nothing's set in stone. No pens have hit any paper. But if you like the idea or not, these rumors are kind of interesting. Now, NASCAR can go a few different directions here with this idea. You can, of course, rip up the ballpark and actually have a race inside the stadium itself, exactly like what we did with the LA Coliseum. It would probably look something like this. This is an AI-generated photo. I'm not exactly sure who posted it. I found it on Facebook. I saved it. Shout out to whoever made this. Now, there really isn't anything wrong with this, considering it's already a controversial idea as it is, and a lot of people are going to think it's already wrong. And I'm not too sure on the dimensions itself, but I'm pretty sure a baseball field is bigger than a football field, so you may have a little more wiggle room than you do at the LA Coliseum. But some other rumors that I've been hearing, and the direction that I think NASCAR should take this idea, is to possibly hold a race in the parking lot. Now, I spoke a little bit about this on YouTube Shorts and on my TikTok. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out after this video. But the idea would go something like this. You literally put up a wall, put up a fence, put up some grandstands in the parking lot and hold a race that way. Now, I'm from New Jersey. I'm on the whole other side of the country. I've never even been to the West Coast before. I know nothing of Dodger Stadium whatsoever. But based on some research that I've done, it looks like they have one of the larger parking lots in sports, which in turn makes this a very possible idea. A very similar rumor that I've heard in the past year that's a little closer to home for me is the possibility of a race in the parking lot of MetLife Stadium. That's where the New York Giants and the New York Jets play. Although that stadium is located in New Jersey, you still kind of hit that New York or tri-state area, densely populated region as well. Those rumors never really gained any traction, but I have heard them. So if there's any truth to this rumor about Dodger Stadium, this isn't a completely ridiculous idea. Now, the report in particular that I saw was from Adam Stern of the Sports Business Journal. And he states that NASCAR has held discussions about a possible race at Dodger Stadium. So it sounds like this ball could very well be in motion. Of course, there is a lot of moving parts and pieces though. Obviously, nothing would happen this year. Our schedule's already set in stone. And I don't even know if anything could possibly happen next year. And then who knows if NASCAR wants this to be their clash race to replace the LA Coliseum, or if they actually want to make this a points race. And if that's the case, it would have to happen somewhere in that first week. It would have to be part of the West Coast swing because baseball season's starting back up really soon again. God, I think my Mets are going to lose games in like just a couple of weeks now.
This team is breaking my spirit.
So yeah, this is a very interesting topic, and I think we are going to hear a lot more about this in the coming weeks. And if you want all the information about this rumor and more, you better follow me on NASCAR Time. Go click that link in the description below because I got you. As soon as the news breaks, as soon as rumors are made, I am one of the first on the scene with the information. So please go ahead, give me a follow, turn that post bell notification on, and be nice in the comments, please. So real quick before I go, I don't know how long this video is. I wanted to do a power rankings video this week. I gotta hop on a flight tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be able to do it tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to stick it in this video here. I wasn't expecting the Dodger Stadium rumors to get really hot today, and I had to make a video about it, so we're gonna have to just combine these two things together into one massive video, so I hope you stay to the end. And boom! These are the power rankings from last week. Now, last week I kind of went in depth with the list. I told you why the drivers were on here. For lack of time today, though, I'm going to kind of just move it around and give you the little cliff notes. So last week's power rankings are as follows. William Byron, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, and Daniel Suarez. Now, through the power of video editing, I present to you the post-Las Vegas going into Phoenix power rankings. Here we go. Boom! How about that?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So what you're going to notice is a lot of movement on this list. Although you can see it, I'll still start at the bottom for the dramatic effect. At 10th, we have Christopher Bell. And Christopher Bell, a little unimpressive at Las Vegas. Of course, out of all the drivers in the field, whoever had the most issues, it really was Christopher Bell. He had a tire issue, he spun out. And although the tire issue, yeah, that's not necessarily his fault, he was still fairly unimpressive. But based on the previous rankings, I still got to keep him in this top 10 here. He will stay at 10th for this week. Then in 9th, I got Joey Logano. Again, kind of unimpressive, kind of silent, didn't make much noise. Really, besides Noah Gragson, no Ford drivers really made much noise last week. We had 9th for Joey Logano. In 8th, we got Bubba Wallace, down 4 spots from last week. Man, Bubba was so impressive in those first 2 races, getting 2 top 5s. But then he got himself into a lot of trouble at Las Vegas. Heck, at one point, they weren't even scoring him anymore. He was bump drafting with his teammate Tyler Reddick. Yeah, a rough week for Bubba Wallace. In the first real race of the season, if they look like that, it's gonna be a rough time for Bubba. But I got some faith in him. We're keeping him in the top 10. He's gonna be in 8th. Speaking of Tyler Reddick, he shoots his way all the way up into the top 10. A second place finish last week at Las Vegas. Heck, he could have even beat Kyle Larson if it wasn't for this air blocking. I like what I'm seeing out of Tyler Reddick. He might be the best Toyota right now. Ooh, I know, overreaction. We're only 1 real race into the season, but who knows? He could be the top Toyota right now. He's going to be in that 7th spot. Speaking of Toyotas, we've got Denny Hamlin, solid top 10 run. Didn't make much noise, kept himself out of trouble at Las Vegas. He was previously 7th on this list, but I can respect a quiet top 10 day to start the season. He'll move up 1 spot. In the 5 spot, I got Ross Chastain. Hey, he has been nothing but consistent so far. Got another solid finish at Las Vegas, did it without too much controversy. Hey, he's going to have a pretty solid season if he keeps racing like this. In 4th, we've got Kyle Busch. Now, Kyle Busch, the driver, he probably stays in 2nd on this list. Kyle Busch's pit crew, on the other hand, all the way down there with Tyler Reddick's pit crew. Busch has shown speed in every race so far, but his pit crew will just not cut him any breaks. Can't put too much on the driver, though. He'll move down to 4th. Then in 3rd, we've got Ryan Blaney. Again, pretty quiet day. He was the best of the 4 drivers on Sunday, so that's something to hang your hat on. And he goes into Phoenix, where he won the championship last year. Didn't win the race, but he won the championship there. Still found his way into victory lane nonetheless. I like what I'm seeing out of Ryan Blaney too. He was up there to win the Daytona 500, got caught up in a crash, was part of the 3-wide finish at Atlanta, and then gets a solid 3rd place finish at Las Vegas. Just like Ross Chastain, very consistent. In the 2nd spot, we've got the Las Vegas winner, Kyle Larson. Man, I was almost tempted to put him in the 1st spot, but I think that would be crazy to go from 6th to 1st after just 1 win. But man, he was good at Las Vegas, and if that's indicative of any way, shape, or form that number 5 team is going to be this season, whoo, watch out. It will be Kyle Larson's year again. But the man who might stop him and who could stop him, who had speed on Sunday, man, got hit with a trash bag full of disaster, and a beer can, by the way, was inside that trash bag. William Byron will stay at the 1st spot on my power rankings, sheerly based off of the speed that he had and the fact that his team could rally back and get him a top 10 finish with an engine that was clearly not at 100%. So boom, that is my power rankings for this week heading into Phoenix. And you know next week I will have another power rankings video up. If you're new here, please subscribe, turn that post bell notifications on. Go follow me on Instagram. Like I said, man, if you want those rumors about the Dodger Stadium race, the possibility of the Dodger Stadium race, you're going to want to follow me over there on NASCAR Time. I give you all of the news, rumors, and updates as soon as it breaks. And if you aren't already, go follow me on TikTok too. I've been posting TikToks almost every day. We've been growing pretty fast there too. It's been a lot of fun. No fan question today from the Instagram stories. We'll do it again next week. I quite frankly kind of forgot about it. It's been a pretty big news day. But anyway, guys, that's all I've got today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.